Hello, I'm Elisa Zhang, and I am a physician as well as a life and money coach. This video is going to drop or be published right before Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving. And I just thought I'd talk a little bit about all the shopping that occurs after Thanksgiving. So the earliest known use of Black Friday to refer to the day after Thanksgiving occurred in the journal Factory Management and Maintenance in November 1951 and again in 1952. And in here, it actually referenced the practice of workers calling in sick the day after Thanksgiving so that they could have a 4-day weekend. So even though right now a lot of us are used to having a 4-day weekend for Thanksgiving, having Thanksgiving off and then getting the day after Thanksgiving and having that weekend, that wasn't always the case. The phrase didn't actually get popularized until later. It was kind of a phrase that really spread slowly, and it wasn't really until the 1980s that it became more popularized as being referred to as the big day of shopping, after Thanksgiving, shopping for the holidays. You may have heard the story that, people say it's Black Friday because a lot of retailers will be in the red or negative or not profitable until all the sales driven by the holiday sales, starting with Black Friday. So after Thanksgiving, people start shopping for the winter holidays like Christmas. And then all that shopping would actually bring retail companies into the black, which is when they become profitable. So in accounting, when you're in the negative, you're in the red. When you're in the positive or profitable, you're in the black. And that's net. So that's revenue minus expenses. When you actually become profitable, you're now in the black. And Black Friday was kind of, or it's been said that it's been coined Black Friday because that is when retailers go in the black. So Black Friday is not an official holiday in the United States. California and some other states do observe the day after Thanksgiving as a state holiday for their state government employees. It is sometimes observed in lieu of another federal holiday like Columbus Day or MLK Day. So when I worked at a county hospital, I didn't quite realize that Friday isn't off, and you actually have to put in a vacation day if you want to take the day after Thanksgiving off. So the first year I worked there, since I didn't realize that I couldn't just do it last minute, and I was actually scheduled for OR that day, so I just had a lighter OR since I actually I was actually hosting Thanksgiving that year, so it hadn't occurred to me that I had to take it off. But so yeah, not everyone obviously we know a lot of retail workers are working the day after Thanksgiving, and a lot of stores are open. So obviously not everyone gets the day off after Thanksgiving, which has also been its own movement, right? Saying that people should be able to spend Thanksgiving holiday with their families, and even promoting the anti-retail behavior of having people start shopping, super early. We've heard of stores opening at midnight on Black Friday to have the fervor of get that shopping season going, meaning that workers really have to come in and be working, right after Thanksgiving dinner, or even working on Thanksgiving Day to make sure the store's all ready for Thanksgiving. So that's kind of some history around Black Friday. And then there comes to be Cyber Monday. And this is a marketing term for the e-commerce transactions for the Monday after Thanksgiving. And it's mainly just in the United States, just like Black Friday is also mainly in the United States. Just to mention, there are a lot of people from Canada who will come down to the US to shop for Black Friday sales. So some Canadians are more aware of Black Friday. Interestingly, in the United Kingdom, the term Black Friday actually refers to the Friday before Christmas, because it originated with the police and the NHS. It's a day where emergency services have active contingency plans to cope with the increased workload, because a lot of people go out drinking the last Friday before Christmas. So totally different meaning for Black Friday in the UK. So back to Cyber Monday. So that term was actually coined by Ellen Davis of the National Retail Federation and Scott Silverman, and it made its debut on November 28, 2005. So, not all that long ago, because obviously the internet has exploded, and internet retail really didn't become a thing until, the late 90s. And then that was when we have the .com bust, and then and became much more of a norm in just this century. So Cyber Monday really quickly became one of the biggest online shopping days of the year. And there's a lot of talk about how people in the office aren't as productive because they're spending their time online shopping. And then we added Giving Tuesday in 2012. That was started by Henry Timmons at the 92nd Street in New York. And the co-founding organization was the United Nations Foundation with support from BLK SHP, which is Black Sheep. So I got that information off Wikipedia. And the idea is, all right, after all the shopping and buying for either yourself or your friends or your loved ones, why don't we give and donate to charity? So there's a little bit of history lessons for you and just some talk about how these terms evolve. And so I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And if you are shopping a lot after Thanksgiving on Black Friday or Cyber Monday, I hope you are that you're spending where your values are, that you're not overspending, and that you've kind of set aside money for the extra spending that you're doing so that you're not going into debt for spending, because a lot of people actually do go to debt to spend for the holidays and then end up spending the next year digging themselves out of that hole. So if you are one of those people who tends to put yourself in a hole over Thanksgiving by overspending and then have to spend the next year, several months, or even the whole year to kind of catch up on that, then that's something I can help you with. And if that's you, then feel free to reach out to me. You can always find me at my website, www.growyourwealthymindset.com, and we can work together to create a spending plan where you actually plan your spending out such that you're not found at a place where you end up in the red on Black Friday because you don't have enough money to cover all the things that you want to buy. Right? Happy Thanksgiving.